Yo, 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 what's going on? It's JJ Solomon with the Spit Bucket Podcast here with my boy, Mr. IOTBA. How you doing today, IOTBA? We got some breaking
Man,
news, dog.
let's go.
How you feeling?
Oh man, feeling good, bro. Especially when I seen this, I'm like a volcano ready to erupt around here.
Gotta hold back the pit bull, dog. Hold back the
Oh
pit
man.
bull. Yeah, so we just want to get on here real quick and address it. And if y'all haven't caught up to what we're talking about, here's a quick video.
We've been offered a fight with Abdullah Mason. Hell yeah, we accept that. $2.5 million. That's the price. So put the money on the wood, it all go good. Let's get this money, baby. Yes, we'll fight that, brother.
Mr. IOTBA, my boy, Corey Bradshaw. This one, again, this one hits home. This one hits home because for the longest time we've been rocking right there with the Schofields, with Kid Austin, and some reason or another, things kind of, he's just kind of lost. I feel like he's lost focus of what their vision was, what their dream was, what their goals were. Before I jump in with my opinion, though, Corey, what are your thoughts so far, bro? What are your thoughts on what we heard today?
I
Abdullah
think it's
Mason, Kid Austin. Let's just recap that. Kid Austin accepts a fight with Abdullah Mason. Reports are that the initial offer was $1.1 million, which I believe is what Schofield was offered for Shakur. But we saw Pops asking for 2.5. Now, Corey, thoughts?
disgusting. Simply
Uh-oh.
disgusting. Like Abdullah Mason. Now understand, Abdullah Mason is a nice up and coming young prospect. But when you was getting offered 1.1 million to go against a generational talent who was already established in Shakur Stevenson, and you were getting 1.1 million, now you want to jump up and say, "Oh, we'll take the fight, we accept, but we want 2.5 million." Like Floyd Schofield Sr., who do you think you are? Like I'm telling you, you like quicksand. You're sinking you and your son's career second by second by second. This is the most disturbing thing I done seen of this guy. He think he deserves 2.5, him and his son, to fight Abdullah Mason when they had the biggest payday of only 1.1 million. Then he say, "Oh, it costs now." What do you mean it costs? What work did you put in? You didn't beat Shakur. You got sick, remember, sir, and then take the fight, and y'all were up and away. Now this is embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for Golden Boy. It's embarrassing for Oscar De La Hoya, and it's embarrassing for Bernard Hopkins, Eric Gomez, and everybody who's surrounded with Kid Austin and Floyd Schofield Sr.
Cameron Davis. Don't
Yeah,
forget about
and
Cameron
Cameron
Davis.
Davis. This is embarrassing, bro. For him to like have the audacity. I mean, this dude woke up really feeling himself. Take a picture, click, and really got on there and said that he want this much money versus Abdullah Mason when he turned down that much money, this career highs payday against Shakur, and still didn't make that fight. Then we heard all these excuses before and after. Disgusting, JJ.
Bro, I hate to agree with you with this, bro. Shout out to old school 68868. He said facts 100. And it is what it is, dog. I have a special place in my heart for Floyd Kid Austin Schofield Jr. All right, and senior too, man. We've had some great time. We had some great sessions. We had some great one-on-one time. But at the end of the day, me and you, Corey, have a job to do, and we again, we want to show, we want to show that we it's a bad look. I want to make sure that I'm addressing this though, man, because look, Corey, how long have we known the Schofields? It's been so long now, and we still don't have a direct line of contact with the with Kid Austin, right? All of our communications, everything goes through Pop.
Yeah.
So so I'm not gonna get on here and bash Kid Austin. Kid Austin's done nothing but show up to the fights and fight. And that sort of deal, with the exception of Shakur, but who knows what happened in the background. Now, Pops, Coach Schofield, man, you can't say today's price is not yesterday's price if nothing's happened, especially if you've lost value. I think most people would argue if you're just from the outside looking in, you don't have no dog in the race, and you're not pulling for nobody. Outside looking in, and you just see everything that's going on. It would be impossible to say that Schofield's value has gotten up in the past 12 months. He he had a not a shaky performance. It was a unanimous decision, but he wasn't happy with his performance when we were out there with him. And his last performance, I'm trying to remember who it was.
It was against that Hispanic guy, but it was.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. But anyhow, and then all of the talking with Shakur, you get the fight with Shakur, you don't show up to the first presser. You know, not quite Ryan Garcia extreme excuses, but close to it. All this stuff about your passport being stolen, your tires getting slashed, like them
the SWAT team.
Yeah, SWAT team, because you guys having children in your house and weird shit, weird accusations. And then the cherry on top was, you're not going to hear me say it was fake, but the cherry on top was, it was a terrible sickness. He was super, super sick. Let's pull out the video camera. Let's get the kid in bed sleeping, only to be released a few hours later and then to be showing sparring sessions less than a week later. Or not sparring, but workout sessions. Terrible look, Pops. I know you have Pops running your career, and I get it and I respect it. And we've always given Kid Austin praise for not listening to the nonsense about you too close to but it's too much of anything is bad, and it's starting to be bad. You can't say today's price ain't yesterday's price and mean it went up. If anything, y'all's price has gone down because of all of the shenanigans, missing the presser, missing the fight, making Schofield find a replacement who showed up and did a hell of a job, or not Schofield, but Shakur. So it's a terrible look, Pops. And my only question is, what are you doing? Respectfully, what are you doing? We have hours of interviews with you where y'all used to say stuff like, we'll fight Tank for free. We don't care about the money. We just want to be the best ever. Our opportunities are going to come. We ain't chasing the dollars. And now put the, what do you say? Put the what on the wood and the
put the money on the wood and let's go.
What? Let's get this money. What? You're asking for more money to fight another contender, you know, former prospect. And both of you guys are probably around the same level, you know. Abdullah's been way more.
Listen, Abdullah done passed Kid Austin, JJ.
I agree. And what I'm talking about is public perception. Public perception. Abdullah has launched past Kid Austin because what has he done? He been off of social media. He just gets out there, he goes and gets his job done, works, gets back to the gym and does it again. It's what we need in this sport right now. We don't need Floyd. For the longest time, y'all been a breath of fresh air because y'all haven't been doing what everybody else has been doing. And here you go. It's like y'all bit the poison, and now y'all are doing what everybody else is doing, chasing money. I feel terrible for Kid Austin.
I don't. No, I don't.
Bro,
I don't. No, Jay. No. I'm tired of calling him Kid Austin. That's a grown-ass man who got a child now. He's not a kid no more. I understand he's 21 years old, but he's a grown-ass man who's able to make his decisions. Like you said, we got hundreds. We got a lot of interviews, hours and hours of interviews this dude. This dude talking about, oh man, he was crazy. I would have took $100,000 to fight versus Shakur. Floyd, Senior didn't say that. Floyd Kid Austin said that. Now when is Floyd Kid Austin gonna stand up and hold his own kahunas? When is he gonna do that? When is he gonna see that his father is clearly messing up his career? When is his eyes gonna open? Somebody needs to address Kid Austin because we always going at Floyd Senior, right? Which is deservingly so. But when are we gonna put the pressure on Kid Austin to address this and be a man and stand on your 10 toes and control your own career? I blame him. I'm tired of calling him Floyd Kid Austin Jr. when he was talking the big talk. The big talk. He was talking about, oh, I'm confident. None of these boys can't touch me. I want to go in the ring and I'm going to kill him. Now, when he had this freaking opportunity, Jay, he threw it away in the garbage. He flushed it down the toilet. They're not believable anymore. And I'm tired of the shenanigans that his daddy and him is pulling. Kid Austin want to try to make himself look like the good guy. Yeah, right. Because behind scenes, you want your daddy to do all the talking for you. Because just a year ago, you were still stuttering when you were talking on interviews and stuff. So I blame him too, Jay.
Look, I see what you're saying, dog. And if life was just black and white, and we didn't have the opportunity to read into stuff and see the context and see the layers, then yeah, I would be right behind you, waving the flag, or saying what you're saying. But bro, we've seen it with our own two eyes. We've seen the control that Pops has on Kid Austin. It's not a normal 21-year-old relationship with his father. It's not Devin Haney and Bill Haney. It's not Teofimo Lopez and Tio Sr. It's not those relationships. This is a crazy controlling relationship. And I'm not going to get into details, but we've seen Pops mentally get into Schofield and bother him and it not be pretty in public. In public makes it worse. We've seen Schofield on our interview. This ain't us spreading rumors. Kid Austin compared him to Joe Jackson and wasn't joking. He was being serious. He didn't laugh when we laughed. We've seen that control, man, and it's so much easier to say, "Oh, you need to get control your career more." Bro, he lives with his pops. His pops controls his money, his social media, his cell phone, his everything. It's a lot harder to just say, "Hey, pops, I've been talking to Cameron and Oscar, and I need a new train." It ain't gonna be that easy, bro. And that is why I want to get on here and talk to Floyd Sr. Like, what are you doing to your son? Are you gonna make it more about you, or do you truly care about your son being a potentially one of the greats? If you really care about that, coach, you're gonna back off. You're gonna make this fight happen, especially the shit y'all talked about Abdullah Mason on our show. How easy he was, how he couldn't last in there with y'all training. And now you're going to ask for more than 2 times the money you were asking for Shakur. It doesn't make sense, guys. And I'm on here not bitching because I'm angry. Like we said, it was embarrassing for Cameron and Oscar and all those guys. It's damn near embarrassing to me because I've been rocking with these kids so long. They've had our logo on their shorts. So, yeah, it's a little bit embarrassing for me what Pops is doing, dog.
Yeah, Jay, but yeah, I get it. Pops deserve all of that. And remember that phrase you said. He said on our show, my pops was the Joe Jackson of boxing. Well, guess what? The real life Joe Jackson, when the Jackson 5 got grown, they left his motherfucking ass and they soared to the top. When is Kid Austin going to get the nuts to stand up to his father like the Jackson 5 did? Because when Michael Jackson and everybody else left, their careers soared and they did great things, bro. So he talked about his daddy being a Joe Jackson of boxing. But when are you going to do like Michael? Floyd Jr. and have the nuts to go on your own way and stop letting your father control your career like this. It's easy for us to put all the blame on Floyd Sr., which he deserves a lot. But you got a grown-ass man who got kids and done been married before, everything. So no, if his daddy was the Joe Jackson of boxing, when are you going to get Michael Jackson nuts and spread your wings, Floyd Jr.?
I never imagined we would be comparing a boxer, a knockout artist, saying, "Why can't you be more like Michael Jackson, bro? Why can't you be more like Michael Jackson?" Here's a question to you, though, Corey. If there was no Pops, if Pops was ill right now or out of town or couldn't come to his phone and they called Kid Austin directly, based on the guy you know, the guy I know, the guy we spend time with, if he got a phone call from Oscar saying, "Hey, they're offering us Abdullah for $1.1 million," I have zero doubt in my mind that Kid Austin would take that fight. Say, hell yeah.
No, I don't believe Kid Austin. So let me answer your question. I don't believe him. Because this is the same guy who said he'll fight Shakur for $100,000 and take that. Then when he got over there this close to it, this so-called sickness, I don't believe him. No, even if his daddy's not right there, that's in him too. Because at the end of the day, he could have pushed his daddy out the way. Them nerves start ticking in leading up to this fight. We seen all the shenanigans like you mentioned earlier. So no, I don't believe Floyd Kid Austin Jr. or his daddy. I don't believe him.
Well, there you have it. Well, listen, if it does happen, if we do get it, if we do get Abdullah Mason versus Floyd Kid Austin Schofield, we've seen Schofield look like an animal at times, but we've also seen him look defensively responsible. We've seen Abdullah Mason get caught, but we've seen him bounce back and finish. How do you see that fight playing out, Corey?
I got Abdullah Mason knocking him out. Floyd Kid Austin Jr. He don't have the boxing ability. Yeah, he could punch, so-called punch hard, right? We seen him knock out a bunch of cab drivers and Uber lifters. We seen him do that. But when you fighting a guy like Abdullah Mason, which we could clearly see now, this dude is one of the best, if not the best, young up-and-coming fighters on the planet. Floyd don't got the skills to be with him. Do we have a puncher's chance? Yeah, but I think he's too little for Abdullah Mason. I think Abdullah Mason's range, his ring IQ, and I think he punch harder. I think he'll knock Floyd Jr. out. I don't believe him no more, JJ. Like when they said the little girl, the little boy, they cry wolf. When they cry wolf so much and do that, they just make them not believable characters no more. I don't believe them. And not just that, I think Abdullah Mason's just better than him. Because if we all look at the tape, it shows that.
I think Abdullah Mason has more tools in his toolbox, but I still think I think the world of Abdullah Mason, and I think the world of Kid Austin. And if I was just looking skill for skill, obviously I'm gonna lead toward Abdullah, but I still think that chin is something that is going to be a huge liability for him if he does get in there with somebody who's on the attack like Schofield. I'd love to see it. I hope we see it. I hope Pops doesn't ruin it with this insane demand for $2.5 million for essentially two contenders, a prove-it fight at the end of the day. These will be both of their biggest names on the resume, so it's bananas.
It's ruined.
Huh?
It's ruined already.
Yeah.
He let it be known. We're not fighting him unless you give us $2.5 million. Pops, you and your son ain't worth $2.5 million. Y'all not showcase fighters. Like I said, I hope Cameron Davis is manager. I think that's the only one who probably could get through to Kid Austin, right, and lead him on the right direction. Because as long, and not even that, Kid Austin got to wake up and grow some nuts for himself and say, yes, I am doing this. So I'm not just blaming Senior, I'm blaming them both. It's equal blame.
At the end of the day, you're right. At the end of the day, we're men, and you got to step up. But I just think there's a lot more to it, and it's a lot harder. But at the end of the day, Floyd Sr., you got to let your son breathe. You got to let him prove himself. You got to give him an opportunity to make up for the mishap that just happened. Kid Austin Jr., the youngster, you, man, the guy we've kicked it with, you're going to have to take a look in the mirror. You're going to have to figure out what is it you want, man, and realize that there's people who give a damn and want to see you thrive. And it's time to take a look in the mirror and say, how are we going to do this, dog? So, hey, bro, just wanted to come in and talk about it. We ain't going to do the whole episode tonight, but if that's all you got, that's all I got. How you feel? You good with it?
All right, Captain. Salute. Shout out to everybody that heard from that 2142 across the pond. Skip Bucket Podcast.
Out of here.